Today we're going to be making a dolly, but not that kind. A dolly is a specialized piece of film equipment designed to create smooth camera movements. The camera is mounted to the dolly, and the camera operator and camera assistant usually ride on it to operate the camera. So pretty much it's a giant skateboard. Okay, for this build you're going to need 32 skateboard bearings, 16 skateboard wheels, 16 2-inch long 1/4 inch bolts, 6, I'm not exactly sure how long, but pretty long 1/4 inch bolts, 16 spacers, 22 1/4 inch nuts, a drill, 2 pieces of particle or plywood. Okay, the wheels have 3 steps. First you're going to start off with just the wheel, then you're going to go like this, and then after that you're going to have this. The first and 2 steps are really obvious. I mean, you just have the wheel and the bearings. For the third step, you need the wheel with the bearings. You're going to need one of the bolts. And you put the bolt into the wheel. Then you take your spacer. Okay, then you have your spacer and you put that onto the bolt. And then on top of that, you put the nut. Sometimes when you put in the bearings, they don't go in all the way. You can feel this by you put your finger in there and spin it around, and you'll feel like a dent or something messed up. So to fix it, just put the bolt in and kind of whack it with a hammer a few times and it should go in. And these are all the wheels after all of them have the bearings. In this clip I'm showing you how the wheels are going to go on. The wheels go on the side, on one side of the angle metal, and you take off the nut and you put the bolt through it. Obviously there's going to be a drilled hole, but this is just an example. So pretend there was a hole, and you put the bolt through and then you put the nut on top with the spacer. Okay, what you're seeing right now, that long line is 1.5 centimeters away from the angle. And those vertical lines are marked every foot. So that's where you, at the intersections are where you're going to be drilling your holes. You're going to need a 1/4 inch drill bit. That's a test hole that I did to see if the wheels would fit in it. Like there's a vertical line, and right there at the intersection where I'm pointing is going to be your drilled hole. And at the ends, like right there, and right there are about where I'm going to put the other ones. That clip didn't have much going on, so just decided to add some music. Anyways, this is showing exactly how you're going to put the wheels on to the angle metal. So after you drill your hole, you're going to take off the nut and then put the bolt through the hole and then just screw the nut on top. This here is a finished set of wheels that's going to go on the bottom of the dolly. There's 2 of these and one that goes on each side. This is a better visual of the wheels and how they're put together. Okay, this is going to be how you actually get the wheels onto the dolly itself. You drill 3 holes. I did since it's 3 feet long, I just marked 1 in the center and then 2 right behind those wheels, the wheels on the end. And this is where you're going to put the big, really long bolts through. They go through the front and up through the dolly, and then you put a nut on top of the dolly. It helps a lot to drill it from the inside, like that, instead of drilling it from the outside. I tried drilling it from the outside. It didn't work. Here's how I drilled through the particle board. I lined up the set of wheels along the side, and then the holes that were drilled in the set of wheels, I just used those kind of like as a template, and I drilled a little dent in the the first particle board, and then I just drilled straight through them after I took the wheels off, so they would go through both pieces of particle board, and I did the same thing along the other side too. At this point we are almost done with the dolly, so here's the almost completed dolly, and you can see those are the really big bolts I said you needed earlier. Those go in the holes and they go up through the whole dolly. So here you can see, after I nailed them on and I put the nuts on them, they stick up about 3 or 4 inches, so you're going to need to saw those off. Okay, here's the finished product with all the bolts sawed off, and you can get some really, really, really nice shots with this dolly. This is just to show how the dolly goes onto the tracks, and the tracks are just pieces of PVC pipe. Mine are 3/4 inch diameter PVC pipes, and they come in 10-foot lengths, so that's pretty good. And if you wanted to connect more to make it longer, say 20 foot or 30 foot, you can get a wooden dowel just about the size of the diameter of your PVC pipe, and you can sand it down until it fits tightly inside, and then you can glue it in, or you can just leave it in, and then you connect another piece of PVC pipe to it, and I've heard that works very well.